The environment is unpredictable, and unpredictability calls for defensive reactions, which is what we're seeing in the stock market today. Any protectionist moves in the long run actually harm a country, and therefore I believe that good sense will prevail. We should search for opportunities in this environment because India has tremendous opportunities, and we should hope that there is no signs of a global recession. So I think, as is being widely and popularly said about many aspects regarding the United States' current policies, the environment is unpredictable, and unpredictability calls for defensive reactions, which is what we're seeing in the stock market today. I believe that the fact that the world is a global marketplace is an existing scenario which cannot really be turned back. And any protectionist moves in the long run actually harm a country, and therefore I believe that good sense will prevail. America is known as a country of innovation, as a country of, I would say, a powerful democracy that the whole world looks up to. And therefore we believe that this may be a first step, but the longer term game may be slightly different. I do want to add one thing, and that we should search for opportunities in this environment because India has tremendous opportunities, and we should hope that there is no signs of a global recession, because if that happens, then the downside for India in a global recession will definitely hit us, and hit us in an area which is so important, which is jobs and jobs for youth. And therefore, it is important that geopolitically, commercially, and as citizens, my confidence is there that the government will be able to navigate this with the American government. And our philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, I hope that the world continues to espouse this and not look at short-term commercial positionings rather than what is globally good.
Yeah. What are the key findings of the Apollo Hospital's Health of the Nation's 2025 report?
So this is the 6th year that we're doing this report. It is an important report. While the world knows Apollo as an institution that does high-end care, we do heart surgeries, neurosurgeries, transplants, proton therapy, cancer treatments, amazing work in, robotic surgery. But we spend a significant amount of time and effort on preventive healthcare. And we believe that the non-communicable disease is a silent tsunami, almost like a COVID-type situation, which is silently living among us. And the number of deaths in the urban population, 70% of deaths are due to non-communicable disease, and therefore it should be treated almost like on a war footing. Some of the important statistics which came out is that in asymptomatic, that means with no symptoms, nothing they had, yet when we did a routine screening for blood pressure of 4.5 lakh people, where we thought were in the risk category, that means they're over the age of 40, they are, not just, none of them were morbidly obese, but just routine Indians, 26% of them had hypertension. So this is a very, very significant number. As we know, long-term hypertension can lead to strokes and various other disorders, including kidney disorders. So it's very important for people to become health aware, to do their screenings. And this type of data went on, and that's the reason we do the Health of the Nation report. Women's health, significant. There's a rise in diabetes. Over the last 4 years, we've seen a rise in diabetes in women from 14% to 40% in women who become, postmenopausal, after menopause. Fatty liver, which you never thought. 54% women, would get fatty liver earlier. Now it's become 70%. But going deeper into fatty liver for both men and women. Here we screened also over 2.5 lakh people who were in the vulnerable category, and we found that 65% had fatty liver. But the other important aspect is that 85% of these were non-alcoholic fatty liver. Normally if you say liver problem, both pita hai, that's the kind of thing, but it's not that. there is non-alcoholic fatty liver because of the type of diet and the low exercise quotient. Therefore, there is deposition of fat around the visceral organs, creating one of the conditions is fatty liver, and this gives a higher predisposition for all other ailments, for diabetes and therefore for cardiac. And so it's very important to look at this. Then the Health of the Nation report went on to talk about college students. We studied and surveyed college students. And here I was really quite pained with the fact that 18% of college students have hypertension, pre-hypertension, the beginnings of hypertension because of the stress, the lifestyle, the lack of, healthy diet, regular sleep. They're on the phone in the night. So there's a very important need for young people to change their lifestyle, and 28% of urban youth were obese. So, another very, very big factor. We also looked at school children. We think of children as playing, being cajoled to come in and eat. 18% of school children were obese. So the early onset of non-communicable disease is something which we are seeing in the cards. Because if you have these symptoms in school and in college, by the time you're 35 and 40, what is going to happen? But I don't want to give you all negative things. There is a positive side to the health of the nation. And there's a positive side to using science. So in this, we do an advanced health checkup. Post-health checkup, what we have is health mentors, then our online platforms. So here an Ask Apollo where, you can ask for queries. But what this thing is using nudge and reminders. When we were engaged in a preventive program of long-term nature, 3 months, 6 months with people post-Pro Health, 59% of diabetics reduced their HbA1c to under 8. And, I've heard in Western countries that almost 65-70% of patients in Sweden who are under the care of a dedicated nurse and a technology platform. But we've proved it here. 59% of our patients were able to reduce their diabetes, 51% brought their hypertension down, and 47% of overweight patients achieved at least 10% body mass weight loss. So there is a good side in that in lifestyle related disorders which cause non-communicable disease, preventive steps can be taken by the individual. These are not expensive. It's related to behavior modification and lifestyle changes, and people can get better. So I think in summary, Apollo Hospitals is very committed to preventive health care, to helping people stay healthy. And we urge the population on World Health Day to take all steps towards having an ideal body weight, ensuring that if you have diabetes, you take your medication, doing things like yoga and meditation and exercise and a healthy lifestyle and good sleep to reduce your risk of hypertension. And when you control these three, then your chances of either having a cardiac problem or a neurological problem, all these reduce. And for cancer, which is the biggest thing, the importance is to screen early. And here I wanted to say that in our village Total Health, where we do an advanced screening program on all parameters, we also handle, women and child. We have the lowest incidence of infant and maternal mortality. So in this environment, we had last year no deaths due to cancer because we found cancer early. Over the last 9 years of screening, we've been doing early detection. And therefore, people may die of old age. Some of them did have a heart attack. But because we're finding cancer early and treating it, you reduce the mortality rate. So it's very important for us to focus on health screening, on early prevention, and to wish everybody a healthy lifestyle and a happy life, because keeping someone healthy is not just about that individual, it's about productivity for the nation, but most importantly, it's about happiness for the family.
Ma'am, as we can see that, chronic heart, which was recently published, that do we need to shift in the treatment modules to avoid such chronic diseases like heart attacks and all?
So shift treatment modules means You have to ensure medication compliance, number one. But also, traditionally, people, the Lancet spoke about statin and the use. I think you're referring to that. I don't know which paper, because there are hundreds of papers on cardiac disease. But if you look at statins, we are now knowing that because of the genetic makeup of an individual, some people don't have response to certain statins. So doing personalized medicine, precision medicine, testing before you start medication is a very important parameter in cardiac treatment. Also controlling lipid and controlling inflammation. So it's not just cholesterol, but lipoprotein, other inflammation markers, all those are very critical as well. And again, the basic tenets of a good lifestyle: healthy eating, exercise, good sleep, staying within ideal weight, de-stress. Those remain the powerful mantra. But also, there is this percentage of people who, despite doing all this, find themselves with a life-threatening disease, and therefore a preventive screening to catch that disease early so that it's treatable, because today, with the benefit of science, most ailments can be treated. It's very critical to catch them early. Therefore, having a health checkup becomes the next important mantra.